We are made up of two different skeletal ideas, the axial skeletal system and the appendicular skeletal system. The axial skeletal system is the first evolutionary skeletal system, and I like to call it the fish skeleton. It is made of many small bones, each with only a small amount of motion. The muscles that attach to this skeleton cross many small joints as they weave up the spine. The other skeleton is the appendicular skeletal system, which are the arms and legs, hence the word appendage. This system is made up of a few long bones. Most muscles in this system are large and only cross one or two joints at the max. The muscles in this section are mostly axial skeletal system muscles, and they only move the spine and head. On the posterior side, the back muscles make an amazing mesh traveling up the spine. Tiny fibers in the Rotatores castarum travel from each rib to the first or second transverse process above, helping to elevate the ribs during breathing, assisting in inhale. Then the force of this pull gets transferred into the small Rotatores muscles, which insert into one or two vertebrae above and help to rotate the thoracic spine and laterally flex the lumbar vertebrae. Next, the multifidus has fibers that go from one vertebrae to each of the four vertebrae above. This weave of fibers stabilize, rotate the thoracic spine, and laterally flex the lumbar spine. On top of these muscles is the long longissimus, which attaches throughout the transverse processes all the way up the spine, all the way into the head and neck. Next to the longissimus is the iliocostalis, which inserts into the ribs and also has slips that make their way up into the neck. Most medially is the spinalis, which inserts into the sides of the spinous processes. These three muscles, the spinalis, longissimus, and iliocostalis, are often grouped together and called the erector spinae group. What you should get from this exploration is that the muscles of the axial system are densely woven throughout the vertebrae of the spine, forming a strong, supportive, and flexible structure. In terms of actions, remember that muscles can only contract and pull their two attachment sites closer together. In the spine, this means that the muscles further out to the side, like the iliocostalis and the quadratus lumborum, will help more with side bending. And the muscles near the spine will extend the spine and rotate it, depending on the fiber direction. One last note, remember the Rotatores castarum that helps to elevate the rib cage? Look how the fibers are oriented diagonally down and help to elevate the ribs for an inhale. Now notice the serratus posterior muscle, which is angled from the spine upwards. From the angle of these fibers going the opposite direction, you should be able to deduce the action. The action would be to bring the ribs down, helping in expiration. You can often guess muscles that are antagonists when they have opposite lines of pull. Usually antagonists are on opposite sides of a joint as well. In the axial system, we can see this in the case of the intertransversarii, the ones on the left helping to side bend to the left, the ones on the right helping to side bend to the right. Okay, that should get you started with understanding the axial skeletal system and the muscles that attach to it.